Hi, I'm Les Moreland. I'm the current commander, AMVETS Post 2006 here in Leesburg, Florida. And we're a proud sponsor of Central Florida Salute on the YouTube channel. I'd like to have you check us out on our Facebook page or whatever. Our address is 500 North Canal Street in Leesburg, Florida. To all you veterans out there, come by and see us. We salute you for your service and thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Salute. We are at the Eagles Area 4273 and we have one of our guests here who has been on our show several times, and after 31 years he is going to walk in here. Mr. Ike Fritz, would you please step forward?
Yeah, I gotta do a half step.
You will sit here, buddy.
Gotta do a little half step back.
With Ike is an Army veteran,
Here we go.
Crystal Urban. She was a staff sergeant, U.S. Army, and we're going to interview her in a little bit. But first we're going to talk about Ike. And
You ready?
Yep.
Am I like?
Ooh, it lost my.
There we
There you
go.
go. Down.
Crystal, I want to welcome you to Salute and welcome you to our area. Hi there, how are you? Nice to meet you. Anyway, Ike, this is a historical moment for you and for us. You know, we have been together with the area several years, and you know, we met at a parade, and our Veterans Committee was so honored to see you wheel your wheelchair up and get on that float. Ever since that day, the committee said, we got to support Ike and what you do. Tell us what you've been doing for the last few years.
I'm blessed to compete with the Nebraska Barons wheelchair softball team. I competed at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games. And I work with All Play Sports, which is for children who are physically challenged. I will not say disabled, because they're challenged. And we get to show them impossible means I'm possible. And we show them what they're capable of. And when we do that, it helps them to expand and become. A lot of those kids have ended up going on to college now, so it's a blessing.
He does fantastic work all over, and you've got a lot of supporters here, Ike, and we're so happy you're here. But I want to talk to this lovely lady over here now, and you are his assistant. You want to explain your position and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your career in the Army?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you. So I was a former staff sergeant, so retired a little early due to medical condition, which is why my service dog here is whining. He senses my heart rate up. A little nervous being in front of everybody. But while I was active duty, I was actually also the vice president of Paws and Warriors, and that was an organization that gave service dogs to veterans and first responders. And while I was serving, I went into heart failure when I was on active duty. So at that point, once I moved on from getting my med board process, I was blessed to be donated a service dog myself. So I stepped down as vice president so I could train my own dog and work with their trainers to train my dog. So I'm very blessed to have Brynjar here whining in front of all of us to tell me I need to calm my heart rate down. But I spent 12 years in the Army. I had one tour in Afghanistan, and I specialize in intelligence operations. I was recruited to DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, while I worked in the Pentagon, and they brought me down to Special Forces. So the last 2 years of my time in the Army, I worked with special operations, and then I was reserve, and then full-time for Defense Intelligence Agency at SOCOM headquarters at MacDill Air Force Base. So I managed the intelligence special forces operations out of the headquarters for about 4 years with DIA. So I'm blessed to have a retirement from both DIA and the Army to help me out with my medical conditions as well. And a nice supporter with Ike here. We've been friends for 4 years. He did a speech for Paws and Warriors fundraiser, and we met shortly before that, and he was my guest speaker. So now we've been friends ever since.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all you do. So you are the one who works with Ike with this. So he has to have an assistant until he gets, I guess, to master it, right?
Always, always.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us about the program? This is through the VA, I understand. And how would anybody else find out about it? And Ike, how did you find out about it?
I was competing in Orlando, Florida at the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, and one of the developers came up to me in 2016 and said, "You seem strong. Will you help us develop this?" And I said yes. And I never thought that it would get to where I am today. So we did the trial period from 2016 until COVID hit. And then after the COVID restrictions went down, they said, "Would you like to finish what you started? And now you'll be able to take it home with you after 45 days of training. Do you have somebody that can train with you and walk beside you?" And I said, "I have an idea who I'm going to ask." And I did ask, and they said yes. And with our friendship and everything, we have an understanding. She knows when I'm feeling the way I'm feeling when I'm not feeling right. So, because she has the same illness that I do, so it works out, and we lift each other up.
Battle buddies.
Yep, that's my battle buddy.
And Crystal, how did you get involved? If people want to know more about it, what's it called, and how would they find out? It can look on a computer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, sir. So we work with James A. Haley Veterans Hospital. They're the ones that's leading the program right now, and it's the Robotics and Advanced Technology Center. It's called the Exoskeleton Assisted Ambulation Program. And like Ike said, he's one of the first people to learn how to use it, and we were the first people in the state of Florida to be certified to use it, and that was just last week. So if I could get a round of applause for Ike for graduating the program last week. Thank you very much. He's actually wearing his own home device right now, and this is the device that we practice at each other's homes for 45 days, and we have to log in at least 3 days a week. So it's highly technological. They gave us actually an iPhone just to work this with an app, and it tells me everything about what settings are in there, his gait, his walking, his height, what gait he needs, if he's gonna walk on a rocky surface. Excuse me, down. And then, but anyway, so just if anybody's interested in learning more about it, all you have to do is go on the VA website and look up the, it's part of the SCI, what is it? SCI Polytrauma Building Center. It's the Advanced Technology Center. And then you can learn about it. But any veterans that are interested that are also like quadriplegic or paraplegic, all they have to do is ask their primary care physician about the program, or they can be referred into the program by their therapist. And the only requirement here is that there has to be a neurological diagnosis that impairs the ability to walk, but they still should have some movement in their upper extremities. So hand and arm strength at least on one side, no lower extremity fractures, cognitive ability to follow multi-step instructions. So some TBI veterans might have difficulties depending on what their neurological conditions are. And then no wounds that contact any part of the device, because of course this is, you know, a very strong device, plastic and metal, and you know, it could rub on your skin and create more wounds. So we don't want to do that, right?
No.
No, not at all. So we do have contact information, and we have these information sheets that if you are interested to learn more about the program, we can hand these out right after this show.
Okay, I thank you. I want to thank you for what you do with Ike, and I know this means a lot to Ike, and it means a lot to all of us, because Ike is a special friend of our area. And speaking of which, our area, you can see we have some people here, but I want to recognize the AMVETs are here, by the way, too, to support you, Ike. And we have a little presentation here from the Veterans Committee. And I would like the Veterans Committee from 4273 to come on down. You can stay there.
Okay. Just go ahead and settle.
You can come right up through here, or should I go over there? Over here? Come over here. One at a time, and introduce yourself. And then later on, you could do the honors, all right?
Hi, Bob. I'm Rita Coberly. I am not a veteran. My husband, Bill, was a Navy CV 24 years. And my friend Ike, I think the world of you. You are an inspiration. I love you. And again, I'm partial too because Nebraska. Go Nebraska, I'm from Nebraska. Okay, that's enough.
Is that a state?
Yeah.
Oh.
Careful.
Uh-oh. Careful. Uh-oh. Come on over here, Sandy, and you can introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Sandy Bach, proud member of the Veterans Committee of Area 4273. We are Gold Star parents. We had two Marines, sons that were Marines. Unfortunately, we lost one in Afghanistan. So we proudly represent Gold Star families wherever they need support.
Sandy, where are you from?
And we are from Nebraska.
The state of Nebraska.
Go Big Red.
Big time.
Hi, Nebraska boy. We're
Yeah.
together. Fun meeting him, even though he's in Umatilla. When I first met him, we started talking. I used to do business with his grandparents and parents back in Nebraska. So we had a few things to talk about. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Ike, we're all very proud of you, and we wish you the best. I'm Lewis Butler. I'm retired Air Force, born and raised here in Florida, so I am probably the only cracker here. But
I don't think so. We got some there.
maybe so. But Ike, it's a pleasure to see you accomplish everything that you have, especially with this new system. Best of luck. Godspeed.
Hi, I'm John Cena. I'm the Vice President here of the area, and I'm proud to work with Bob in all of his endeavors. He does a great job for all veterans throughout the area. And Ike is just such a special person, and we love him. Thank you.
There's a couple other members on the committee. Sherman Roberts, United States Army, retired. He couldn't be here, he got called away. Father David is another guy, he's a Navy veteran, and he is with the prison system. He mentors veterans in the prison system. I don't think I missed him. Am I missing anybody else? No. I think that's about it.
Liz.
Liz.
Oh, yeah. Wow,
She
boy.
still works.
Yeah.
Some of us have to work.
Be careful, that's a four-letter word. But yeah, Liz McFarland, she helps out quite a bit. And anyway, we have a great committee here that does a lot. There's some people in the audience, and raise your hand over there, young fella. These people come in and they just help out. We have not only a committee, we have some super volunteers that help us out in doing all these events. This is the second one we've done for Ike, and Rita, what's that?
we have a special surprise for you. We had a fundraiser event for Ike that he made wonderful homemade lasagna, the whole 9 yards. He is an excellent chef. And we had many, many volunteers, not just the veterans, but our Madam President, different ones helped. No. So, Bob,
I get to hold the envelope. And the winner is.
so I have a letter here, Ike. I'm gonna take time to read it, because I get choked up. Dear Ike, our Veterans Committee held a fundraiser to help support your adaptive sports program, traveling across the country, mentoring disabled veterans and children. And I shouldn't have said disabled, because your choice of words is
Physically challenged.
physically challenged. Okay, so I need your input sometimes. The lasagna dinner prepared by our chef, Ike, was fantastic. You are an inspiration to all of us here at the Eagles and beyond. With the help of our Eagle members and volunteers, we had a successful event and a joyful evening for all that came. Enclosed is a check in the amount of $3,100 to help with your travel expense with the Adaptive Sports Program. Thank you for your service and for all that you do helping others.
I can't see it.
Want to hold it up for the camera?
I love you.
There we go. Hold it up for the camera.
All right, I want to thank everybody that showed up, and like I said, there's a lot of great people here that do a lot of great things. I'm very appreciative of Eagles organization for what they do to allow us to come in here and the benefits that we do for not only Ike, for a lot of other charities. It's a great organization, and Ike, I'd like to have a picture with you. You got to get up, buddy.
Standing,
Yeah.
yes.
Get over here with the committee. We want some pictures.
How tall are you, Ike?
I'm 6'5".
6'5". Oh.
Now just to turn around, that's the hard part. That's where I'm glad I have a bench press. It's awesome.
Sure, yes.
All right, photo time.
Come on, Rita, get in here. Everybody say.
Quick, you only can stand for so long.
Are you talking about yourself?
You know, this is great. I've known you for a long time, and I never got to do this to you.
Okay, if I stand here, am I blocking anybody?
You're blocking.
You wish you were. Once again, I want
To
to
show how tall you are, holy cow.
once again I want to thank everybody for coming, and I know there's some of you here who've gone out of your way to help us out. There's a fellow right over there with a camera who made a nice donation too, Ike, my next door neighbor. Yeah. And I see you got a New York fire. Well, he was police, but not New York. Anyway, anybody got any comments or questions or something they'd like to say?
I'd just like to say one thing.
One thing?
Yeah.
No, don't give her a...
I used to be quiet, but I am so proud of what you do, but I'm also proud of our Eagles and our AMVETs. One, I have many Eagle shirts, and one of our state president's charity was the James Haley Hospital, and also on the Eagle website of the robotic stuff, I forget what you call it.
Exoskeleton.
Yes, I can't even say that. So, I mean, it's amazing, but our state presidents supported, and they support veterans and James Haley, so I just wanted to throw that in. It's wonderful. I love you.
Thank you.
That's what we are, people helping people.
Yep.
All right, I guess that kind of concludes. Unless anybody got a comment? All right, once again, I want to thank everybody for coming, and I want to thank everybody who helped out to make this happen.
Thank you. Most people don't realize how tall I am because I'm sitting all the time.
So like, it's battery pack, obviously. And what is it doing? How is it doing it?
Crystal, she controls the electronics on this.
Okay.
Through an app right here in my hip.
So you can see the battery level?
Yeah, everything. I can see his steps, gait. I can actually allow him to lean up against a wall, and the device won't think he's falling. So I can control those things.
Warn it. Yeah,
I can warn it. I can also change some of his gait, his walking gait, how high it lifts his knees, or low. If he needs to go up a ramp, then he's going to change the way he maneuvers with this, or we can change the step height as well to go up, steeper steps.
So you had to get trained on this too?
Oh, we did
Yeah.
everything together. He couldn't do anything alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't do this without her.
And so this thing is smart enough to know if he's falling, what it needs to do.
We have to do fall
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, there's potentiometers on here.
So it knows, I need, whatever it does, I need to release all the tension.
Yep, and
let
then
you go.
I also
Yeah.
get notified on my app here
Right.
too, and so it'll let me know what's going on. But his support person always has to be holding the device in some way. Like I usually just put my
close to
hand
it. Yeah.
underneath the bottom part here on the side, and I just walk alongside him here because this is his good ear, right? But I'm here just in case I need to grab it, right?
$1 million, 500,000. What's the?
I can't say that.
Okay. Yeah. It's unknown. It's huge. Yeah.
And I was able to help develop it, so that's what matters, because in the future others are going to be able to use it. And there's not going to be as many limitations because we've shown them what's possible.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
With this unit, I put it to green, and then I lean forward, and it senses me leaning forward. And then for me to stop, I have to stand up straight, and then it has to do a half step with the left side. My left side is paralyzed. How do I say that? It's almost completely paralyzed because everything on the left side is all reconnected and reconstructed.
That's right.
So my hands are sewn back on. They took the ligaments from my knees so I can move my hands. And this unit moves with me. In 2016, we started helping develop it. And last week, we actually got to bring it home. So Adaptive Sports has made this possible. Now we just need to do a 5K with Airman Bob.
He scared me because I'm 100% disabled too, and I got my own issues. And he said we want to do a 5K, and I said, who's doing a 5K? I gotta stand. Sometimes it's awkward, and so I'm like run behind him. You've got a longer gait than me.
So it senses that you're getting ready to step.
Mm-hmm. When you lean forward.
Okay.
It won't do anything in blue. You see the blue light here? That's standby mode. So right now it won't do anything. He can just stand here and he leans with the crutches. He can't do this without crutches or his support person. He has to have either the crutches or a
walker.
A walker.
Will there ever be a time when he doesn't need that?
No.
Not anytime soon, no. Especially because...
I'm paralyzed from the shoulders down.
Right. Oh. He won't be able to brace himself. He can do it. He braces himself just by leaning.
Well, you look wonderful.
Thank you.
Wow, I would never know.
Yeah, I'm paralyzed from the shoulders down.
That is unbelievable.
How long were you in the Army?
5 years, ma'am.
I worked with you for 40 years.
I wanted to do 20, but Desert Storm intervened.
Exactly.
I brought home an American crew that was injured, and we were ambushed by the Iraqi Special Forces when they used that American crew as bait. It was a fair fight. It was 12 of us and 1,200 of them. So it was a fair fight. Hi, Shorty.
Hi, Shorty.
To all our veterans out there, active military and their families, we salute you for all you do. Till next time.